friend of mine told me about was 3 things to be grateful for in the morning. I always start with that. That's kind of gets the right foot out, and I try to avoid reading anything on the email or internet until after the coffee.
Would you mind sharing one of those things you're grateful for this morning?
You know, sometimes it's as simple as just taking a deep breath and having the time to take a deep breath. It could be something as simple as a conversation I had with a friend, or just something I'm looking forward to in the day.
Today I was grateful for the rain.
Were you?
I was.
Yeah.
The sound of the rain, I think this it's like the extra few minutes of cozy I got when I woke up to the sound of the rain.
It's comforting, isn't it?
And I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Ryan White is in the house. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're so excited you're here to keep us socially relevant.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, how do you start your morning routine? What's your day like?
So a little different from these guys. My morning actually starts with my 2 puppies coming in and actually licking me on the face every morning. So letting me know that it's time for their morning walk, and typically that happens before I can even have my morning coffee. So by the time I do my morning walk with those 2 and then get my coffee, that typically is kind of how I get my day started every day.
A little puppy love. All right.
And then 18 months later, he's created a 7-figure business.
There you go.
I'm excited to pick your brain more later in the show.
For sure.
For sure.
Super cool. So funny they
Wow.
have blue on, right?
I know, right? It's very entrepreneurial branding today.
It is.
Right?
It's fantastic.
So you guys, it's 1 year and 1 day. How was your day yesterday?
Wow.
After the big show, after the big celebration?
That was epic, right? How incredible is that? A whole year went by. It's mind-blowing.
I had just like a big blur. I don't remember this year. No.
Yeah.
It was a great
fantastic.
year.
It was absolutely incredible to welcome our community into the studio here at Focus TV. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary of Good Morning LaLaLand. It has been an epic year, over 800 guests, 245 episodes. I mean, it's just been incredible the way we've been received by the community and what we've been able to create as a platform to celebrate the time and the talents and the gifts of our guests.
Absolutely.
Yep. And Corey Oliver, thank you so much for coming in and doing individual interviews with us. She's just a sweetheart.
She is.
I love that she's like so based in God, right?
She is, yeah. And she's so authentic. You know, she's so easy to talk to.
You know, it's interesting. Our executive producer created this list of numbers, and we have over 11,000 minutes of the stories told.
Wow.
We had the opportunity to actually tell our stories yesterday, but to be included in that, and all of our guests combined with over 42 million followers. That's over 42 million impressions we've made on the world. Absolutely incredible. Thank you.
That is
for
mind-blowing.
letting me be a part of this.
Wow. 42
Right?
million. I love that. We can only have $1 for each of those. Set up to retire forever.
I think that's something we can talk to Mr. Ryan White about in how to monetize and
There you
become a
go.
little more socially relevant in this. But over 800 guests. I mean, just to be able to see some of the special footage that our executive producer put together for us and to honor some of those very special moments and highlights was really incredible. Some of our favorite publicists who a huge support, they were here, they were in-house, and they're the reason why we've had 810 guests and over 245 episodes.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
absolutely. Show would not be possible without the publicists.
No, absolutely, and they're just scrolling through right now, and it's like, you forget. You think, oh my gosh, and then you remember these incredible moments, but this has been like life school for me.
It has.
That's
It's,
enough.
I mean, it's really fascinating because we have everything from reality stars to very spiritual, conscious leaders to, you know, Emmy Award winners to all. I mean,
Actors, athletes.
The reality is, the story is really all the same. It's really about overcoming trials and tribulations, tapping into the truth within. You know, staying in a great mindset. You know, getting collaboration, building community. I mean, don't you think it's pretty? I mean,
Yeah, it's
definitely like a theme and keys to success.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's interesting. Everybody has a story. Everybody's had struggles and triumphs and trials, and you know, it's so interesting to hear everyone's sort of different version of that story. And we want to respect and honor each individual story, but at the same time, it's incredibly inspiring.
It's all the same. You guys bore us. It's the same stuff every day around here. No.
It's quite the opposite, right? I mean, it's just every single person has their own pocket of knowledge,
Totally.
their own story, and each of them has been incredibly inspiring to me.
And what's unique about Good Morning LaLaLand is we've created a platform for them to actually share their story. So we here at Focus TV aren't focused on the celebrity, aren't focused on the hot topics, the gossip, the hard news. What we're focused on is being able to tell the story, for them to be able to promote what's passionate in their lives, their charities, their nonprofits, tell their story of their personal awakening or the trial, the tribulation, and of course promote their new Netflix movie.
Right.
Sure.
But that's not the focus. The focus is on the people and the stories, and that's a very unique opportunity we have here.
Absolutely. Like your use of the word focus there, Jess. I noticed the
focused on this.
Focus TV, Focus Network, Focus Magazine. I love it. It's all about.
It's all about subconscious work around here.
That's true, huh?
Slide into your
in
DMs.
there. Absolutely.
Slide into your subconscious work, right? Yeah, I had a great afternoon. I went. I worked with clients, and then I was on a walk, just reflecting about the year and just thinking about how, I mean, not only the show, but the whole year. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, it was an amazing, I think it's literally one of the best years of my life. Just completely, just took quantum leaps in all areas and just, I don't know, it was just a really good
What made
year.
it the best year of your life, Erin?
For me, it's because I'm living my truth. You know, I wouldn't be living any other life. I clearly and consciously choose the life I'm living right now. And can it grow? Yeah, but I mean, it's like everything is on fire, everything's in flow, everything is, you know, just expanding in all areas.
It's a really good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, especially when you spend so much of your life working up to that.
Right. I remember so many years being like, someday I'm going to have that year, you know, those years. And I don't, you know, I never gonna be like, this is the year. No, every year is the year. This is it.
Right. Yeah. What do you enjoy most about the year, Jess?
Honestly, all of the incredible opportunities that have come from Focus, you know, being able to go to New York and being there for Fashion Week and some of the incredible charity events, the Concern Foundation over at the Paramount
yes.
Lot, the daytime Emmys. Honestly, expecting the unexpected was so rewarding last year. So I can
Surprise.
true.
Yeah, surprise.
That's our whole theme.
245 shows and 810 guests later, and all of these incredible opportunities, and you know, it was incredibly validating. So looking forward to what's going to happen next year. What about you?
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Jess. It's you know, early in my life, I think I would always wanted to script and plan everything, and I discovered the challenge and opportunity in doing that because I would often miss opportunities or things that were just even better than something I could have imagined, or I'd really, you know, pray for something and I eventually get it and I'd realize, oh man, this is like not what I expected. It's turned out to be more of a curse than a blessing, seemingly. So it's the unscripted things that sort of show up in the mystery and the wonder and the awe that I get to experience sort of along the way. Every single day here at Focus and with Good Morning LaLaLand has been a blessing and a gift, and it's been incredibly inspiring, and I feel better for it each and every day. So thank you both for that. Thank you, Andy Waldman, for that.
Right. Sounds like a good tagline. You could be like an unscripted life.
Right?
That is your life.
That is
I'm sure somebody already
my
has.
podcast, LA Unscripted. So
Yes.
There you go.
I think December is
Love
a
that.
very important time for us to reflect back on the year and everything that's happened, so we can really set our intentions for the following. And Rob sent us a very interesting article on power posing. You know, everybody is very familiar with one of the second most watched TED Talks ever by Amy
46 million views.
46 million views. So tell us a little bit about what is power posing, the article.
Yeah, so Amy Cuddy is a Harvard-trained social psychologist and author. She talks a lot about, you know, how you can be more confident in life. You can think your way there. You can also act your way there. So she talks a lot about doing what she calls power posing, which is sort of standing like Superman or Superwoman. And she basically found through a series of studies that you could power pose and you would increase how powerful you felt. And it all happened through hormones. So through testosterone, that would increase your testosterone, whether you're a man or a woman, and decrease your cortisol, which is the stress hormone. You know, unfortunately for Amy, and I think for the field of social psychology, she received a lot of criticism because the study wasn't replicated right away.
Yeah.
And so she became like the poster child for like bad science.
Right. Well, I think bottom line is that it always comes down to consciousness. So whether it happens or doesn't happen when you do a power pose, you feel great. The reality is that it's because we put the meaning around those things of when we feel good, we're going to stand like this. When we're not going to feel good, we're going to. So it all comes down to consciousness. So I don't care if you are standing in a pose or not. If your mind is right. You got all the power anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's eventually what they found is that at the end of the day, the what stays the same. So when you power pose, you do feel more powerful, more confident, like you said. It's just the mediating variable that they have questions about. So does it happen through testosterone? Does it happen through cortisol? Not so sure about that. Does it matter?
But is that
Not
science?
Really.
I love science, obviously. Religion without science is lame, as Einstein said. But the reality is that everything scientifically, they disprove like everything.
Oh my gosh, it's always evolving.
So why are we looking at science when it's always like...
Do you remember the whole apple thing? Like you're supposed to eat apple a day, and then all of a sudden it was like full of cyanide. You couldn't eat apples ever.
You're supposed to eat the yolk, and then you're not supposed to eat the yolk. Like, forget it.
Yeah, it's always changing.
Always
absolutely.
changing, that's right.
I do think there's a little bit of an element the chicken before the egg, right? So does it help you get your mind right if you power pose, or do you power pose to get your mind right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, just you do you, whatever it is that works
Yeah.
for you. And if you need to go stand like Superwoman in the bathroom for 2 minutes before you do a
Totally.
job interview, get your Superwoman on. You do it. You know, I
Totally.
think it's incredibly disheartening the flack that Amy Cuddy received.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a ton of research that's
Goofy.
even listed here on Forbes.com that ambitious, successful women very often are not liked, and they receive negative feedback, especially when they're trying to empower
That's right.
other women.
Yeah.
And that is so sad. And I just want to honor the work and the time and talent that Amy Cuddy put
Absolutely.
in to this research, into sharing the story in power posing with the world.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Her rebuttal was powerful, and her rebuttal was so succinct and so clear. And you're absolutely right, Jazz. It's so important, I think, and that's why one of the reasons I also love the show is to support women all around, support all people,
sure.
but particularly,
Right?
Yeah.
Loving the haters to give everyone energy.
That's right.
So,
That's
you
right.
know,
Like Cat Williams says.
Bring on that. That's right.
Yeah, love the haters.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to some extraordinary men on Wealth Wednesday, how they've built lives that are full of prosperity for them. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. People out there, and for many, I was like, what is PR? I don't even know what that is. What is
Yeah.
that?
Well, it's building awareness and maximizing awareness of your brand.
Hires.
Yeah, also featuring our Focus family, Felicia, giving us a shout out on CNN and rocking her Focus hat. We're so glad her and the family and our mascot Zoe are okay.
What's hit me lately is I never, when you're in something like that, you're not thinking, oh, I'm saving lives, or I'm changing the conversation on sexuality or race or anything like that. And I went back and I found my very first letter from a woman who watched a show I produced that decided not to kill herself. The impact of what that all was, I understand, but when you're doing it and you have to do a daily show every day, you're not sitting there going, wow, we're doing this, we're doing that. You're just doing it.
And even you guys, I see the energies that you do. It's always about bringing added value to people, having meaningful conversations, and that's why I feel this show is so successful, and it's such an honor for me to be here.
Yeah.
Because you guys speak about things that matter.
It's so interesting you bring that up, Erin, because last week we talked about what we were doing versus the why we're doing it, and that makes me think of what we're doing here with Good Morning LaLaLand. We are creating America's first live streaming daily talk show. That is an amazing what? Why are we doing it? Because we have a passion to share stories, to tell people's stories, because we want to create a platform for the community to celebrate LaLaLand. That's why we're doing it, and that's what makes us special. But in all reality, I come to the studio, I fire up the Keurig machine, I sit down, touch up my makeup, look over my notes, celebrate the people that are coming in our doors, honor them and their hard work, learn from you guys. And then I'm off on my day, but I suppose this is my ritual.
Yes, absolutely, without
Sure, you
question.
can do it every day.
And it's celebratory, right? For you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think that defines ritual right there.
Right.
So everybody only needs one ritual. Tune into Good Morning LaLaLand.
Yeah, okay.
Ready?
Oh, it's hot.
It's getting bad. It's getting bad.
Speaking of giving, do we get to take these coffees?
I think you probably get one.
Pretty cool, just in the Christmas spirit. Since orange is my favorite color. So.
Dr. Erin says yes.
Yes. Count to three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Andy! Drum roll, please. Part of the Focus TV family, Ms. Kelly Gore is gracing the cover this month. She is the filmmaker behind the Heal documentary. We have I'm
Yes.
so excited to announce the romance issue of
Love
Focus,
this.
and featuring the man himself, the man whisperer.
Who's that?
Exactly, Bob.
Who's that guy?
Official
I don't know that guy.
on the cover. We're so excited. Our executive producer and the publisher, Andy Waldman, got a framed copy
What?
for you.
Oh, Mr. Waldman. What's up with you? That's amazing. Wow.
Well, we're just
How
so
incredible is
proud of you,
that?
Robin. We're just so grateful for all the
Gosh.
community and support.
And it kicked off his career, and for 10 years we were on the charts with Can't Smile Without You, Copacabana, I Write the Songs, which he didn't write.
Gentlemen, start your engines. And go!
Oh, there goes the
Wow, what an incredible morning here at Good Morning La La Land. We are coming to you Monday through Friday live at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. It's going to be a good morning La La Land.
That's why I like the show. You know, years ago I did the Dinah Show, which is Dinah Shore, and it was a daytime show. And it was kind of like this. It was very up. You know, Dinah Shore, like everyone like that. And it was just like very up, and it was all positive stuff. They didn't bring negative stuff to the audience. And that's why I feel with this show. It's very relaxed. You know, it's very professional, but it's quite a bit of fun.
Great. I just was thinking about our lifestyle here and how it is kind of like, I don't think we take it for granted at all, but it is kind of, sometimes we get so wrapped up and it's kind of chaotic, but at the same time, like, I love my life. Like, literally, if you think about our life, like, I remember years ago being at home, like, kind of dreaming of one day living the life that I wanted to live. And I remember being pretty isolated and pretty lonely and all that stuff. And I just remember thinking, this is just not for me. I got to figure it out. And it wasn't easy by any means, but you know, I have a life full of amazing, every day I wake up with you guys here. We have incredible, you know, community going to help nonprofits. Of course, we've got Society's about to launch. The website's going to probably launch Friday. I'm not sure,
Yes.
not announcing it yet. Just creating more and more community and, you know, just living the life that we want to live. And I just think everyone should create that, whatever, and it's going to be different for each person, right?
Absolutely.
We have an actual special show on December 4th. We're actually going to be interviewed each individually here on the show. So excited for that.
I know. It's an entirely different thing, isn't it?
Different, right?
Yeah, get in the mindset of interviewing people and asking questions. All of a sudden they ask you questions. You're like, what do I say? Like, go blank.
A lot has happened in a year, so it'll be really exciting to go through.
Yep. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land on Wealth Wednesday. We have Ryan White in the house. He is a 7-figure business entrepreneur. You help actually manage other entrepreneurs that do that through Social Revelation, and you've been featured in Forbes, Inc., Entrepreneur, all the above. Tell us the secret to being 28 with so much success.
Well, honestly, I have to give all the credit to my business partners that I was actually able to go out and kind of build around the world. So I actually have 9 partner agencies who I've basically collaborated with over the last 18 months to kind of establish this entire business. So it's definitely the power of partnerships, not just myself, but my whole team to be able to go out and establish this.
What do you look for in a partner when you're choosing your team?
For me, it's kind of just people that match up, maybe have the same vision that I do. Morals and values obviously kind of play into that, because obviously you don't want to be in business with people that you don't trust. There's a lot of distrust in this industry. And you know, just through my social media platforms, we get approached every single day from people who are trying to collaborate with us. So we have to be really careful on who we kind of filter out and decide to partner with. So, you know, in my personal opinion, we have 9 of the best that are out there. And so I feel like that's why we've been so successful.
Okay, so break this down. So how do you mean a partner? So you help other, like, businesses and public figures get their brand out to the world, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so when you are doing a partner, what does that mean, you have a partner in it?
So a partner could be, it actually could mean 2 things. So it could be a client who's just coming to us who needs help with their social media and digital marketing strategy, or it could be another, what we call a partner firm. So a partner firm is anyone who's kind of under the Social Revelation umbrella, and they're basically kind of white labeling our services.
Got it.
So
okay.
just think of 9 agencies who kind of have their own sales force out in the workplace, kind of recruiting clients, and then we're kind of fulfilling on the back end.
Love it.
Can you take us back to the beginning when you first, decided to become, you want to become an entrepreneur and you wanted to build businesses and help other people build businesses? Take us back to that moment and how that sort of ramped up.
For sure. So in 2017, I was actually a private baseball instructor. I was working for an organization called 5-Star National. And so I was actually doing my first love, which is, basically instructing kids. I'd have about 45 to 50 kids that would come in each week and train with me. And I just remember thinking to myself, about time freedom. And, you invest so much time when you're actually doing private instruction. I started considering, how could I get time freedom? Because that's the only thing in life that we can't get back is our time. So I just started, kind of playing with this idea. If I can basically go out and create all these results for the company that I'm working for through social media, why couldn't I do that for myself? And so I remember it like it was yesterday on a Tuesday morning, going just to the dentist's office for a 6-month cleaning. I had the light bulb go off on, why don't we focus on you and see if we can build our own brand? And so that's what I decided to do.
Wow. So for the first step you took from there?
It was really just research, you know, going out and just spending a ton of time when I had free time. So I was working a full-time job when I started all this. And so anytime I was not doing that job, I was basically just researching, studying, you know, competition or competitors and people in the industry that was being really successful. And I kind of just trial and errored my way into, you know, obviously a method that seems to work. And once I started kind of creating success for myself, I think at one point I was actually growing my Instagram account at like 10,000 organic real followers every month.
Wow.
So naturally, I started gaining attention from people who were reaching out saying, hey, can you help me? And then as that process started happening, I was like, yeah, I'll do it for free. Give me 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. And so I was kind of just hustling this thing. And everyone that I'd worked with, I was putting in this Telegram community group, kind of like a Facebook group, but on the app Telegram. And after about 60 days, I realized I literally had 100 people inside this community. And so that was when it hit me, wow, there's value here. We should probably create a business.
Wow.
So what is that method? So you talked about, you put them through a method. So if I'm a client and I come to you and I go, okay, I want to launch my business bigger or my brand or whatever that is, tell us some of the steps. Obviously,
yeah, for sure.
So all your secrets away, but yeah.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So there's actually, you know, 4 to 5 different ways in which we can do it. The most being where we take a client's account and we just interact within their target audience. So let's just say you're an e-commerce boutique, you know, and you're selling, you know, it could be anything from gym apparel to, you know, a cell phone case. We basically take the client's account and we manually kind of free them up. We have our team go in and basically interact within their target audience to bring exposure and awareness, you know, to that specific page. If you're a brick and mortar, let's just say you're a gym in downtown Atlanta, we can also follow the same strategy with inside a specific radius of their business.
Got it.
Now, what would you tell people who would be interested in partnering with a company like yours to do in advance to be prepared for that?
So the biggest thing is just getting real clear on your vision, like where you want to go, because a lot of times, you know, when clients come to us, I feel like there's a disconnect between, you know, really where they want to be in, say, the next 12 months. And so they get on a service, but they don't really maximize their results because they don't really have that clear vision. And so I tell people all the time, if you're on social media, you know, you got to differentiate between being on it for pleasure and then looking at it as like a business. And so a lot of times, you know, they jump on and, you know, say their posting could be inconsistent with what they're trying to accomplish. And therefore their results, you know, they just never really achieve the potential that they could achieve if they had that clear vision. And so I say, before you get the traffic flow and the exposure, just know what you want to do with it.
And what is it that you want to do with it?
So for me, I think my end goal is honestly just, you know, to have my team win. You know, I want to, through this journey, I want to help people basically go out and do what I was able to do, because I feel like that's the most gratification you can get from anything, is just being able to help someone else kind of achieve their dreams. And so, yeah, in the next probably 3 to 5 years as an end goal, it would just be to look back and say, you know what, I've helped 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 people really go out and maximize, and now, you know, they're able to have time freedom and be with their family and reach a certain level of financial success that they've always wanted to achieve.
I love that. Is there anything besides Instagram or Facebook that you're seeing as a platform that people are having conversions for their business?
Yeah, for sure. So right now we're actually, oddly enough, moving into kind of PR and, you know, publicity on press publications. So, you know, a business partner, a good friend of mine, Ulysses, that we talked about earlier before the show, we're actually in the works now of creating a deal that's going to be huge for people who not only want the social media side of things, but also kind of want to take it a step further inside the PR and the digital publication world as well.
Got to do that. It's all about social proof, and
for sure, it
people
is.
want those names.
It is. It's crazy because literally, you know, your perception online has actually become even my reality every single day now.
I know.
So it's pretty crazy.
You have such an authentic heart. Can we just talk about what a charmer
Really
you
does.
are for a second?
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
show up here, you're so well-mannered and put together, and, you know, really putting your best face forward in this business, both online and offline. Who are your mentors? Who's guiding you? Where would you credit this?
For sure, thank you. So it goes back to a man, his name is Andy Burris for sure. He's actually the CEO and owner of 5 Star National. And you know, at 36 years old, I mean, he was worth literally, I think it's around like $5 million. And now it's kind of funny because when I mentioned the partnership strategy that I went out and basically achieved for my business, he did that exact same thing inside the travel baseball world. And so he actually has a presence, I believe, in like 11 different states, and it's probably even more now because I've been out of the game this full year in 2018. but you know, he just established a business or a presence in Puerto Rico. So if that tells you how important it is just to go out and build partnerships around the world, I basically, under his wing, kind of learned from him, and then I went out and I said, you know what, if this is what I'm going to do, it worked for Andy, why couldn't it work for me? And so that's kind of where my focus has been.
Love that.
Love that.
And you've not only been successful in business, but you've been successful in love, from what I hear.
Yes. For sure. I'm definitely the lucky one.
Ryan,
Yes.
on Instagram, you've got a gorgeous partner.
Thank
by
you,
your
I do.
side.
I'm very blessed.
So what is the key to maintaining such a powerful couple, right, in partnership?
So the biggest thing that I've learned, because obviously as a guy I've never been perfect, but she's really taught me the value in communication every day, and that's something I struggled with, you know, coming through the sporting world. As I alluded to earlier, you know, I was a college baseball player, you know, and sometimes the whole locker room talk and that persona, you just disconnect, you know, between the whole communication with your significant other. And so over the last, you know, 3 years coming up in March that we've been together, I've learned the value of communication.
I love that. Yeah, normally you communicate in baseball just by hitting home runs, man.
Exactly. Yes.
If you ain't hitting home runs, I don't want to hear nothing.
That's it. Exactly. Exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate you coming in and sharing all your wealth of wisdom with us.
I appreciate you having me, Rob.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Tell everyone where they can find and follow you and learn more about Social Revelation.
Yeah, so you can follow me on my Instagram. It's just at Ryan, R-Y-A-N, and White, W-H-I-T-E. I tell people it's like the color because sometimes with my southern drawl, people think I say Wyatt, but it's just at Ryan White. And then my personal website is just officialryanwhite.com.
Nice.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm Nia Sue, and you're watching Good Morning La La Land.
Hey, this is Richard Brooks, and you're watching Good Morning La La Land.
Hey, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and you are watching Good Morning La La Land.
The daytime Emmys.
Go to Connect TV, watch Good Morning La La Land every single day, right?
Every morning,
Kids out there, tune
Monday
in,
through Friday.
tune in.
Don't miss it. I'm not going to miss it. All the cool kids are watching it.
After Wonderama.
Yes, or split screen it, whatever you want to do. Watch it on demand.
Good morning, La La Land.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Rome, and you're watching Good Morning La La Land.
I'm Darnell Cox, and you're watching Good Morning La La Land.
My name's Dr. Mercer, and I am on Good Morning La La Land.
It's getting hot in here. They say it's hotter in the daytime. I'm Jez Moyer with Good Morning La La Land, and today we are celebrating the 45th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards.
It's white hot today, Jeslyn. I see you looking white hot tonight.
Rob, you're gonna make me blush. Tell me more.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox, and you are watching Good Morning La La Land. Enjoy.
We're the Cutlers of Couples Court with the Cutlers, and we're watching Good Morning La La Land.
Good morning, La La Land.
Hi, my name is Annika Noel, and you're watching Good Morning La La Land.
Lily Melgar, Good Morning La La Land.
Always on Good Morning La La Land. I love you guys, and look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Hey, it's Dr. Oz here. You're watching Good Morning La La Land.
My name is Byron Allen, and you're watching Good Morning La La Land.
Monica Columbia, and I'm watching Good Morning La La Land.
My name's Allison Finkler. I'm with Safi Kalima Tanzanite, and we are watching Good Morning La La Land.
So the real life of the red carpet is freezing. It might be hot on the red carpet, but it is freezing on the sidewalks of Hollywood. That is for sure.
I have my shoes off. I'm in my socks, and it's really glamorous. Let me tell you. Oh my God.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I'm so excited to welcome award-winning voiceover artist, really, Royal Samuelson to the show. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We have heard your voice for decades in various film, television shows, commercials, radio programming. Where did this voice journey begin for you?
Oh boy, that's a great question. I think I had a recording cassette tape back in the day, and I tried to imitate my cousin's New York accent. I just was entertaining myself. That's how I think it started.
Wow.
That's
and
so
you went,
cool.
my voice, that's something here. Like, how did that, epiphany happen for you?
It was just a click, and you're like, you know what? I think I'm pretty okay at this. I could probably do this.
The opposite. I heard myself, and I'm like, who is that voice? Because you hear yourself from inside your own body, and then, it's like you hear your voicemail greeting. It's like, who is that person? That's not me, and I just did that. So there's a little disconnect between what you're putting out there and what everyone else is familiar with and what you hear inside your own body.
Oh my goodness, you couldn't have said that better. I remember hating my voice so much that I could never listen to it ever. I mean, even one syllable would drive me up the wall. It was just so disturbing to me that was what I sounded like. Have you grown more and more comfortable with it with time and with experience? And
It's I do a lot of workouts. Just like people go to the gym, I go to voiceover workouts, or I get coaching, or there's mentors or whatever. There's a job at Disney for a theme park attraction that I used to work at. And it had a microphone, and I'd introduce all the animatronic dolls that are doing their Wizard of Oz thing, or I have to say it's kind of topical with Mary Poppins Returns coming out. Mary Poppins is up there and dancing. And I'd say, oh, they're introducing everyone, and it was on mic. And everyone was watching everything else. So it's like my goal was to tell the story of this ride without getting in the way of the story.
Wow.
Wow.
So tell us about some of the big projects you've worked on.
Mostly I'm working on audio description, which is a special kind of audio track that goes top of movies and TV shows. I'm on NCIS and Criminal Minds, and also a Lethal Weapon TV show, along with a bunch of TV and movies too.
A lot of people don't understand what it means to be a voice artist or voiceover actor. What is that like for you? What is a day in your life?
That's a great question. It is constantly changing. There's certain schedules. I'm on a few shows which are scheduled usually pretty much every week during the TV season. But when auditions come in, they're usually due right away. So if I'm in my car, I pull over. I've got a little portable mic that I record in. Sometimes I have other auditions where I have to go somewhere. So I do my best to try to plan my day, and then things change.
So we have a little clip rolling right now. Could you describe what's happening?
Sure. It's literally description narration, which is kind of fun. I'm kind of getting meta here. This is just a sample clip. I didn't work on this film, but it's showing what descriptive narration is. So an audience member or a viewer who's blind or low vision can hear what's happening that other people are seeing.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Oh, I see.
So what have you learned sort of about manipulating and using the voice as an instrument that the rest of us could use? Because I think we're always interested in tips and tricks to be more effective communicators or speakers.
One of the things that I've learned specifically about audio description is that the spotlight feels like it's on me. There's a microphone pointed right at me, but it's not about me. The spotlight's on the story. Wow. It's all about what's happening. And I remember doing a voiceover workout with produced scripts, excuse me. I keep saying audio, everything's audio with me. We would read 25 pages of a script, and it was for writers to work on their scripts. And I remember the first time I came up and I tried it, and I'm like, okay, here I go. I'm gonna do this voice, and I'm gonna do this character and make sure everything comes out. And then afterward, the feedback was, oh, I really like that scene when this thing happened, and I'm wondering if maybe that could be put in a different place, and I'm like, oh, the focus is on the story. And then everything changed. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna contribute to this. I'm a part of this. It's not all about me. And for some reason, that kind of opened up something that I hadn't seen before.
That took the pressure off as well, right?
The pressure was now collaborative. It was now like, oh, we're in a team together to work together. So the pressure was like, we gotta do our best job to do this, and let's feed this thing instead of, hey, look at me.
Is there anything, obviously audio has become so big in the world with podcasts and all kinds of things. Is there anything that you've seen coming out in the industry that you're like, oh, that's going to be interesting for voice?
That's a great question. With podcasts and even audiobooks, all these formats, we have it in our pocket. It's so easy access. I'm thinking with our Los Angeles traffic, everyone's commuting, so audio description kind of fits with commuters too. It's like all the content there is, it's already there, and it's a click or two away.
Well, it's been interesting to see how podcasts have even evolved beyond just having interviews and conversations. They're going into a scripted narrative format.
Yes.
Full circle. It's like going back, to the 1930s.
That's true.
Listening to a show through the radio. It's the same thing in the podcast format.
Yeah, and isn't that exciting? It's like, it's all about story. I mean, there's so many incredible visual effects that are out in all the movies and TV shows, and there's something about engaging just with hearing.
What have been your favorite projects to date?
I've worked on I got to say, Baby Driver and Get Out are the two features that I really appreciate.
Yeah. What did you love most about those two?
The surprises. It was, the way I do my job is I'm given a script, and then 2 seconds later they start recording. So it's all live, I have no idea what I'm getting into except for seeing a trailer or something ahead of time. So I'm going along for the ride with the audience. So there's some times where I'm, oh, whoa, I gotta play that.
Real emotion.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we gotta do some pre-roll and do that take again here.
It's so interesting because then innately you must really have to rely on your intuition and maintain a very strong presence in that. If everything is live and you're required to perform through your voice, you have to be so wholly, fully present to do that.
There's something about this kind of work that gets me in the flow. like I've never felt before. So there is a connection, and there's so many things happening. It's not like a juggle, but it is presence. And I have to go on a quick tangent with the meditation retreat that I did. I did a 10-day meditation retreat. It was silent, ironically. But I found that that was a great retreat, but then I had to get back to real life. And in the real life, there's something about taking that time every day just to stop and be fully present. There are so many things. I'm always in the future, I'm always in the past. Being present is something that takes a little bit of work.
You know what's interesting is in mantra, when it's actually considered in spiritual work, some of the highest frequency you can get is really totally love your own voice, to actually have a mantra that resonates perfectly, because each sound, resonates through eternity, as spiritually say. So finding your voice and finding that love in your voice is such a beautiful practice. So I bet it's been an amazing journey for you.
Oh, it's a beautiful way to hear it. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I find it so interesting that someone who makes a living through voice went to a silent meditation and stay stuck on that.
It's a little ironic,
yeah. To be in complete silence.
It was a roller coaster. There were emotions, there were physical sensations. I was feeling my knees, and there was one time where for an hour or two we didn't move. It was totally still and silent. And we worked our way up. It wasn't like we started like, okay, let's jump in. But it was a wild ride, and I've done it twice. It's something that really got me into a place of being present. Like I said, I'm still familiar with going, oh, okay, what am I doing next, and what's next week, and how am I doing that thing? And I was like, no, I'm here. I'm right now sitting on this couch with you three and having a great conversation. So
through that, what did you learn about the power of your voice?
There's a lot of thoughts that are inside my head that are happening. I'm thinking about things, and I hear that voice. That voice can help me share. It can give me an emotion. But I can also listen to that voice and say, oh, I'm feeling that emotion. Oh, there's that emotion. Oh, that's that emotion. So I can almost talk to it, not like I'm talking to myself, but it's acknowledging it. It's not trying to say, okay, I don't want to feel that right now. But I'm like, oh no, that's a real feeling that's happening right now. I don't know if that...
Absolutely.
No, absolutely.
One of my favorite quotes, and I can imagine maybe it applies to the voiceover as well, is that music is not in the notes, it's in the spaces between notes.
Oh, I like that.
Right? And I feel that that's often very true when it comes to communication. I would imagine with voiceover that the real power is in the space between the words and not necessarily always in the words.
You're right.
As an actor, play it out. Sorry, I had to know. Absolutely. Pregnant pauses everything.
So tell us where people can find you and work with you.
Oh, thanks. I'm on Roy Samuelson for Instagram and Twitter, and Facebook is Roy Samuelson Biz, B-I-Z.
Awesome.
Oh, such a pleasure.
Thanks
so
for having me.
Thank you, Roy. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Good morning, LALALAND.
Good morning, La La Land. Your boy Carl Wolf. Hey, no. Ooh. Hey, I got Tania in the house and treasures. Ooh, we got Mickey and Vicky. Ooh, yeah. Good morning, La La Land. Hey. Ooh, yeah. You wanna try something tonight? You got that special love. You got that special love. And your love is always good.
Yeah.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLaLand. I'm thrilled to welcome to the show Anton Peoples. He has got an incredible new holiday film on BET. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show.
So
Thank
tell
you,
us a little
man.
bit
I
about
appreciate you.
this breakout role, One Crazy Christmas.
Yeah, so the film is about a woman named Sabrina, who is played by Tammy Townsend, and she meets my character, who is Derek. And while I'm in Texas traveling for business, and we have this steamy and hot weekend with each other, and then she plays me. She doesn't return my phone calls. Fast forward 6 months later, and I show up at her doorstep on Christmas Day with her daughter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait.
Yeah, so the plot thing is kind of crazy.
Let's take a look.
Part of a legal separation is to be physically separated.
My music put you through law school and pay for Leslie's private school.
Your music career is not my concern anymore. What is it now, Joy? Did my cat die? No, I know. My doctor called and said I have a week to live. I'm Sabrina.
Nice to meet you.
I'm sure a woman like you always gets what she
I
wants.
thought I left you handcuffed to the bed.
My housekeeping rescued you.
Be fair, Sabrina.
Fair? You and Daddy separated years ago. Can't you just let it go?
Hey, am I late for dinner?
Dad!
Hey!
Did you see that Glenn is here?
Yes, he got Leslie to invite himself.
Well, I've been trying to get you to invite Derek. You didn't tell me you invited him.
She invited him to Christmas? What, is she serious about this guy?
Leslie, why didn't you tell me that you would invite your father to dinner?
I want to get back with somebody.
Wait, so you still have feelings for him?
We did have some really good memories together.
We were good together.
We were great together.
What are you two doing here? Let's just say your girl Tiffany here has problems with the TSA.
I like to get naughty too. Ooh. I just don't like wearing a hat.
But how's your pull-out game?
Amen.
Hey.
Okay. Oh, thank you, thank you. It's pretty cool experience for sure.
Take us back to the beginning. So, where are you from and how did you get into the acting world?
So I'm originally from Mount Clemens, Michigan. It's like 30 minutes outside of Detroit. And I grew up kind of in New York though. I moved to New York when I was 16. My sister was in her 3rd year at Juilliard when I moved to New York. My family trusted me and they knew that I had a vision and had a dream and I was focused. So they allowed me to go and to, pursue this crazy business and this, crazy career.
So you always knew you wanted to be an actor?
Always.
Really?
From the age of like 4 or 5. Wow. I think I just wanted to be like my sister.
Yeah.
Really like my older sister. She's an actress too, so.
It's so easy though for people who are pursuing a career in entertainment to distract.
Oh, I tell you, I definitely got distracted. At times, I was 16 years old in New York City, so I got into a little bit of trouble, but I think once I realized what I needed to do in order to make it in the industry.
What did you need to do?
Focus. I needed to stop playing, I needed to stop partying, I needed to stop being around the people, the wrong influences around me. And once I did that, things just started to shift. Like my career just started to take off.
Right.
I mean, recently on Insecure.
Yeah.
Episode directed by Regina King. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
That was kind of like my first big gig when I did that show. And as soon as I got on set, Issa Rae kind of like ran up to me. She gave me this huge hug. She was like, yo, thank you for coming to play with us. So once she said that, that kind of set the tone of what my experience was going to be for the rest of the day shooting. And we were behind the scenes, like between takes. We'd be singing like R&B, 90s music. Like it was so chill, such a cool environment. It was amazing.
What has surprised you most about this journey and, acting world?
I would say the good things that surprised me is how inspired others have been through what I'm doing and from where I grew up from. The bad is, the negativity can kind of be, the haters. Like I think one of you guys said earlier.
Love the haters.
Love the haters, and I love them because they keep my name up there. So, I'm mad at it. So it's kind of good too, though. Yeah.
So fast. I love that you talk about focus, and I think it's interesting because when you're younger and you're partying or you're doing whatever, it's like you don't know anything beyond that world, and then you shift into really focusing on a career, and you find fun in the moments with the people you're working with.
Definitely.
Explain to people, what is that like a day in the life of somebody who's really focused on the career? How do you find fun, and how do you find fun on a set, and what does that look like for people?
I'm actually still figuring out that balance of not just doing work, and being able to have fun in it. But for me, what I'm finding that helps me is talking to people, getting out of my head, moving around, having conversation with people while I'm on set, you know, trying to just like make small talk and have fun, put some music on. Music always changes my energy instantly.
So true.
Who have been your biggest inspirations or mentors?
Oh, my mother and my father, I would say, are my biggest mentors. They were incredible parents, and if they didn't allow me to be me and be free and be fearless, then I wouldn't be sitting on this couch with you guys today. So for sure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have a dream role or a dream project?
Oh man, I want to play Harry Belafonte.
Really? Yeah.
So bad.
He's
like,
dope.
That is my dream. That would bring me the most happiness to play him.
What do you love most about him?
The fact that he was a singer and he's an actor as well. And he had this charisma that I think everyone felt around him, not only like through the screen, but in person as well. And I sing too, so it would be perfect.
Oh yeah? You want a little sing for us?
Hey!
And you mentioned, you know, your love of music. What do you do to really kind of like get yourself tapped in, tuned in, turned on to like get in the flow, whether it's for a role or a performance
or a date?
Yeah.
What's that routine for you?
Music, man. Like, it all goes back to music for me. I put on the right vibe, and I'm instantly that person. I'm instantly in the right mindset to go on that date, you know, to link up with that, you know, that sexy one.
You
know what I mean? It changes the whole swag. It does.
You put on right before a date. Come on.
Oh, I'll probably put on a little Marvin Gaye.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I like oldies, you know? Yeah, for sure. Marvin Gaye always says it. I see you guys got a little speaks with the Marvin Gaye.
Right.
I
love that. So funny. Oh my gosh.
So, Anton, what's next for you? What are you working on?
So I just found out that I booked 2 series. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so 2 new pilots, which is crazy to book 1, but to book 2. I can't talk about it yet because it hasn't been announced, but I can say that they're both comedies. And one is a remake of a 1980s old film. Yeah,
nice.
so that's gonna be good.
That's gonna be really good.
Mm-hmm.
For the best.
What advice would you have for someone who wants to do what you're doing now, right? Or follow their passion, do what makes them happy, you know, and do it as a career? Is there anything that you would recommend or advise they do?
Yeah, I would say don't give up for one. Don't allow fears to kind of dictate where you're going and what you want to do, and then just believe in yourself as hard and as strong as you can, because you're going to get so many no's. So many people are going to tell you you're not good enough and this isn't for you. So just allow yourself to know your gift and know how powerful you are.
Fantastic. Love that.
Definitely.
Love it. Where can people find you online?
You can find me easily at Anton, A-N-T-O-N, and P-E-E-P-L-E-S on Instagram. I feel like everybody does Instagram, so.
Yeah. Pretty much the one-stop shop.
Yeah, that's the one-stop shop. So.
And you can also find him on BET in the great new film, chilling holiday thriller, One Crazy Christmas. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Good Morning La La Land.
We are the Mouseketeers, and we proudly wear our ears. We mousin', we be mousin', M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E, go Mickey Mouse. Good morning, La La Land.
Welcome back to Wealth Wednesday here on Good Morning La La Land. We have had a fantastic show today. I feel so grateful to each of you for sharing your wealth of wisdom. You know, today we've been talking really a lot about confidence and sort of believing in yourself and doing what you love. And I'm just wondering what each of you might offer our viewers around confidence and belief and faith. If there's anything that you've learned that you want to share with people, we'd love to hear it.
I'd love to start. Could I?
Yeah.
There's something about the confidence that it implies. Oh, you gotta feel strong. Well, I'm sometimes really scared, and I still act in spite of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. So how do you do that? You just go.
It's like, oh yeah, that's fear. Well, do it anyway.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important.
Love that.
I will say, I'll piggyback off of that. Just go, and once you fall down, you're gonna fall down many, many times. But once you get up once, that's all you need. You need that one good get up. And they always say that right before you're about to break down and quit is where your life is about to turn around, and that's when your success is about to happen. So don't quit. Keep
Darkest
going.
before the dawn.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Yeah, for me, it's more about, actually, when you have an end goal or a vision, don't really try to view it as this huge mountain that you have to climb. For me, it's about breaking it down into small daily stepping stones that'll eventually get you, to that end goal.
Wow, I love that. You may have taught the action theory class that I took in undergrad, because that's pretty much what it all boils down to. Like, why do we procrastinate? Oh, that's right, because we blow it up into this big thing that feels insurmountable.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, well, fantastic.
We're like, yeah. I was
I'm pretty much a mic drop.
term of what we use, and I can't like blank. But instead of like, we know we hit the big goals or the quarterly goals, but then it comes down to those little like tasks that are actionable, measurable things every week. Do you guys do that with your clients? How do you do that?
Yeah, so for us, it's about, a lot of times I feel like we discredit a lot of the small daily stuff, which actually, can be very beneficial to be a momentum builder for you. So, although like getting up and just doing that one thing that we feel like is not very big at all, it's actually winding your sails to something much greater.
I love that. I love that.
Wind in your sails.
I like that.
All of your families, I think it's incredible. You're truly great examples of the modern man. We talk about this often, especially with Rob, who's obviously just
fantastic.
There's so many movements and communities on, women and supporting women and empowering women. How can we as women better empower you?
Oh, good question. We never asked that,
No.
right?
That's a novel question.
I think just by listening, to us and allowing us to have a voice, and we'll do the same for you. We'll listen to you as well. I think that helps each other. We don't listen to each other enough. We all just want to kind of talk and spill out.
So true.
So
am I listening or am I waiting to speak?
You're waiting to speak, exactly.
I love
big
that.
one.
It's a great question, Jez.
For me, it's just, really having a strong support system. If you're supporting me, it's kind of like the whole, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So, because my fiance has been such, instrumental in being a support system for me, she made this trip with me today. Like now I want to go out in the next 2 years and allow her and help her, build an empire of her own. So that's like my dream in the next 2 years is for her to have her own thing and be doing just as big of things as I am.
I think she may have a fashion business in the future. She's got an outfit fashion, right? Pocket square.
Yes,
That was her thing.
she did that for you. Yeah, this is my fiance.
Shout out to the fiance.
Yeah.
That's so true. So how are you guys celebrating the holidays?
She's actually from Austin, Texas, so we'll actually be going out there for a week, and then, my family's here in Georgia, so we'll be spending a little time with my mom and my dad here as well, so.
Oh, cool.
How
about you guys?
I don't know. My mom just called me yesterday, and she said that she's no longer coming out to LA. She's going to stay in Michigan. And I don't want to go to the cold. I'm not trying to.
I'm from Michigan.
Oh, you're from what part of Michigan are you from?
I'm Grand Rapids. I'm West Side.
Okay, Mount Clemens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So us Michiganders, we always kid each other, and it is a hard task to have to go to Michigan.
Oh my God, it's like I don't want to do it. Not in the wintertime. That's depressing, man. I'm too used to this beautiful weather out here.
We've been spoiled in the California
spoiled.
sun. I will say though, there is no prettier place than Michigan in the summertime.
It is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
That's the only time I go.
So I guess you're not getting here for the holiday.
And the Michigan summer, was that like 3 weeks? Is that like 4 weeks?
Right. Pretty much, if that, man.
The whole summer. Yeah.
So I'm probably going to stay in LA and probably hang out with some friends. Keep it low key.
Cool.
What's your plan?
Yeah, I'm staying in LA, keeping it low key, because this is the best time to be driving around LA. This is the best time to spend time with friends if they're around.
Other than the Grove.
Yeah, that's the exception. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's actually, no, it's really good. They put off snow, I think it's 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock at night. Fake real snow. And
really?
but you don't want to probably go on a Friday or Saturday night. That's what they told me. So, yeah.
Well, make sure you get all the tips and tricks from the LA locals.
Yes.
We're Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And you can listen to all these interviews available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check out these fabulous conscious men. Have a great day.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.